Of 8 ons gaan na les 43 toe. We're on lesson number 43 already. This has been like 10 weeks, 11 weeks that we've been busy. Dis al 10, 11 weke. Dis baie werk. Die goed gaan nie net in jou kop en klim nie. You have to practice, practice, practice. As jy hierdie goed in jou boek het, het jy dit nog nie in jou kop nie. If you have this in your book, you still don't have it in your brain. You have to practice. If maths was easy, everybody would have had it until matric. They don't. Wiskunde is nie maklik nie, anders sou almal dit tot en met matriek toe gehad het. So jy moet besluit, het jy genoeg go in jou? Het jy genoeg deursettingsvermoë om te probeer so hard as wat jy kan? Almal kan nie wiskunde altyd doen nie, maar het jy regtig probeer? It is the case that some people are prone not to be able to do maths that well, but if you really try, then you can say, no, I'm not able to do it. But most people have the ability to do at least a little bit. Die meeste mense kan ten minste die basises regkry. En ons begin vandag met breuke, fractions that you've been doing from primary school, wat jy nog steeds moet gaan doen. Maar daar's een belangrike les wat jy moet leer. There's a difference between when you add and subtract and time and divide. As jy maal en deel en plus en min is daar 'n groot verskil. As jy soms sê plus en min, moet jy weet jy moet KGV. If a sum says plus and minus fractions, you've got a LCD. Get the lowest common denominator. The LCM, LCD, lowest common multiple of the denominators. I don't know how you always prefer to do it, but LCD, getting the lowest common denominator. So as ek sê plus en min is dit KGV, but if I say time and divide, I can time the top and time the bottom. Maal die boonstes, maal die onderstes, maar jy kan ook uitkanselleer. But you have to know the tools you're able to use for the sum that you're busy with. Jy kan nie hier maal en deel en uitkanselleer nie, want dis plus en min. If it's times and divide, you can cross multiply and cross cancel out, but you cannot do it if it's plus and minus. Jy kan nooit oor 'n plus of 'n min uitkanselleer nie. You can never cancel out over a plus or a minus. So, bottom line of most of these things are, if ever you have a improper fraction, make it, if you have a mixed number, make it an improper fraction. As jy 'n gemengde getal het, maak hom 'n onegte breed deur te sê. Hier is ons een hele koek en 'n halwe koek, wat vir jou sê, dis 1 maal 2 wat 2 is, dis 1 is 3. How did I get this mixed number into an improper fraction? 1 times 2 is 2, plus the one you've got there gives you 3 halves. Basically, kom dit op neer. Hierdie is mos 2 halves. There are 2 halves in 1 whole. So if you've got 2 halves in 1 half, you've got 3 halves. Sien jy dit? Dis hoekom ons altyd sê 1 maal 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Want hier was eintlik 2 halves en 1 halwe wat vir jou 3 halwe gee. This was actually 2 halves of a cake, for instance, and 1 half of a cake gives you 3 halves of a cake. Now this is going back to grade 4 or 5. Okay, en dan minus die 3/4. But then still I do not have the same denominators. So om die noemer dieselfde te kry, moet jy besef het, maar luister, ek wil dan eerder daai 4, daai gaan maak as dit 4 gaan wees. En het ek en jy al saam in lockdown breuke gedoen? Yes, we have. We have been doing fractions. We're coming back and back again every now and then to things that we've done. Are we still going to have equations in the future? Yes. Gaan ons weer vergelykings kyk? Ja. Alles wat al gedoen het, kom ons weer terug na. So nou net dieselfde met hierdie. Nou wil ek die KGV kyk. What is the lowest common denominator? Of the common multiple of 2 and 4? Dis mos 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, 8, 12. Wat is die laagste, kleinste gemeenskaplike veelvoud? Kleinste gemeenskaplike veelvoud? Veelvoude. So we have to say, I timed the bottom with 2. Ek het onder gemaal met 2. So ek moet bo ook maal met 2 en dis hoekom kom dit by 6 uit. En 3 halves en 6/4 is gelyksoortig. 3 halves and 6/4 are like, wat is die woord wat ek soek? Nie gelyksoortig nie. Gelyke breuke, equivalent, that's the word I'm looking for. They are equivalent fractions. Jy kan so niets verander nie. Maar nou weet jy, nou kan jy sê, daar's 'n sekere hoeveelheid kwarte. Nou bly daai 4 'n 4. You do not add them, you do not subtract them, it stays a 4. Daai bly 'n 4, maar jy sê 6 minus 3 is kwarte. Nou dis very basic en jy moet die basics ken. KGV van die noemers is 4 en dan as ek dit 4 het, dan gaan ek sê dis nou kwart koeke. There are quarter cakes and it stays quarters and you can subtract the top from each other, which is different from multiplication. So as ons kyk na vraag nommer 2 en ek wil presies dieselfde ding gaan doen, so the sum is finished. Another thing, could you get the answer directly with your calculator? Kon jy dit direk in jou calculator ingedruk het? Ja, onthou jy ek het vir jou geleer om met gemengde getalle op jou sakrekenaar in te tik. Met daai 3 blokkie dingetjie, there's a little 3 blocky thingy on your calculator that you can use. You cannot say half and put the 1 in front. You've got to use this one to say 1, 1, 2. Jy moet hierdie enetjie gebruik op jou sakrekenaar en sê 1, 1, 2 minus, dan gebruik jy weer daai blokkie dingetjie 3/4 en jou sakrekenaar sal vir jou gesê die antwoord is 3/4. Dan het jy 1 uit 'n moontlike 3 punte. So you've got 1 out of 3 if you just use your calculator. So at least you can get 30% for every sum. As jy jou sakrekenaar kan gebruik, het jy punte. So weer dieselfde storie. Wat doen 'n mens eers? Maak eers alles onegte breuke. Now there is an alternative, but I'm not going to do that. The alternative is to look at the whole numbers, 3 minus 2 minus 1. You can look at the whole numbers, 3 minus 2 minus 1, which is nothing, and throw them away, which is an alternative. I'm not going to show you alternative ways. If you want to do it and you know how to do it, do it. Ek gaan nie vir jou dit op 7 verskillende maniere elke keer doen nie, maar daar is 'n alternatief. Die een wat ek by gaan hou is om te sê, jy sê 3 maal 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13 of 4. So you say 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13 quarters. Hierdie een gaan jy sê, omdat daar minus bly daar, maar is 2 maal 2 is 4, wat plus 1 is 5. So it's 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5 over, still 2. There is a method. You cannot just do whatever you like and time at the top and time at the bottom and whatever. Okay, so hier sit ons weer met minus. 1 maal 8 is 8 plus 7 is 15. Nog steeds op 8. 1 times 8 is 8 plus 7 gives you 15 over 8. Once you've got them all from mixed numbers into improper fractions, now you can get the LCD. Sodra as wat jy die gemengde breuke in onegte breuke vervang het, wat gewoonlik 1 punt sal werk wees, vir 'n graad 8 kind kan dit maklik 3 punte wees. It could be 3 marks for a grade 8 child, 1 for each. But then you've got to get the LCD. What is the lowest common denominator or the lowest common multiple of those numbers? En as jy iets groter as 8 gevat het, gaan dit nie verkeerd wees nie, but the lowest common one would be 8. Because it's 4, 8, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8. What's the common one? 8. Now, very often people make one big equal sign and just say 8. That's perfect. Jy kan dit doen. Jy kan sê alles saam word net 1 KGV van 8 of jy kan almal so apart gehou het. Dis fine. There are alternative ways of writing it. So you can do it on one or you can do it separately. Maar dan sê jy weer vir jouself, wat het jy met die 4 gedoen om by die 8 uit te kom? Maal 2. So maal met 2. What did you do with 4 to get to 8? You times with 2 at the bottom, 2 times with 2 at the top, 13 times 2 is 26. Wat het jy met 2 gedoen om by 8 uit te kom? What did you do to 2 to get to 8? You times with 4. So times with 4 gives you 20 en die minus bly waar hy was. The minus stays where it was. What did you do with 8? You did nothing. So leave it as it was. En nou sê jy, hierdie ding gaan 'n antwoord nog steeds op 8 wees. Namely, 26 minus 20 is 6, minus 15, 6 minus 15 is minus 9. So now this is the new stuff. You've been working with integers so you can get a negative answer. So voorheen het jy altyd net positiewe getalle gekry, maar as jy sê 26 trek af 20 is dit 6, maar 6 trek af 15 is minus 9. So hier's minus 9 op 8. Which can be written on various ways, minus 1 and 1/8 if you want. You can even write it as a decimal if you want. But this is the one that your calculator will give you, so leave it like that. Both are right. En onthou as jy 1 en 'n 8ste skryf, please remember, don't do this, because just now it looks like 1 over 18. Make sure I can see it's 1 and 1/8. Hoe mooier jy skryf, hoe beter gaan dit vir jou wees as ons merk om te sien wat het jy daar aangevang. You make your case a little better if we can see what's going on there. So if you did want to write it that way, you could have said 13 minus 5 minus 50. No, that's not right. In this step, it would have been 26 minus 20 minus 15, and one shot you get to your answer. So onthou nou, jy kan dit alles op een gaan skryf. Now comes the difference. Niks wat ek vandag hier doen, het jy nog nie gedoen nie. Nothing I'm doing here you haven't done yet. It's all revision. So if I time fractions, what do? You can time the top and time the bottom. Jy maal bo en jy maal onder. So jy gaan nie die KGV kry nie. You do not get the LCD if it's times and division. So jy gaan weer eens eers onegte breuke maak. 5 maal 8 is 40 plus 5 is 45 op 8. First, improper fractions. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 5 is 45. You do not time the bottom. Maal met. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16, still over 5. You do not time anything there. Then, you can time the top and get an answer, time the bottom and get an answer, or if it's possible, you can simplify. We've done this together in lockdown, me and you. So if you want to cancel out, it's going to make your life a little bit easier, but if you want to go to the calculator and say 45 times 16 is, 8 times 5 is, it will then get to the correct answer. Maar as jy dit vir jouself makliker wil maak, 8 gaan homself in 1 keer en in 16 gaan hy in 2 keer. 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into 45 9 times. So that what's left is at the top. 9 times 2 is 18, and 1 times 1 is 1, which you could have left. Because 18 over 1 is just 18. Nou as jy dit gemaak het, het jy 'n groot antwoord op 40 gekry, en as jy dit gedeel het, sê jy nog steeds by 18 uitgekom het. If you time 45 with 16, you would got a big number. Over 8 times 5 is 40 at the bottom, and if you divided that, you would still get to 80. No LCD, geen KGV as jy maal nie. Maar eers, maal met mekaar om 'n onegte breek te kry, times to get the improper fraction, and then if you can cancel out, you do. Because timing and division you can do cross like this. But you cannot say this goes into this any which way because it's minus. There are rules for plus and minus and rules for times and divide. Die wette is verskillend vir maal en deel en vir plus en min. So let's do 3. As jy gaan maal met mekaar, dan is dit nie KGV nie. Not LCD. But you're always going to say 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3 over 2. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4 over 3, and it stays times. 3 more 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13, still over 4. The main thing that kids do sometimes wrong is that has to stay 2, and 3, and 4. It's only the whole number times the fraction amount plus the 1. So dis die 1 maal die 3 plus die 1, maar daai 3 bly 'n 3. And when you get to that step, you can go and say 3 times 4 is 12, times 13 is 100 and something. And at the bottom, 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24, something over 24. If you can cancel out, you make your life easier. Dan gee dit vir jou 3 gaan in 3 in 1 keer. 4 cancels out, but ma'am, I wanted to say 2 goes into 4, you could have. If 2 goes into 4 2 times and 2 goes once and there goes 2 times, you would still get to 2 at the bottom. Dit maak nie saak wat jy in mekaar ingedeel het. So what's left of this sum is, actually there's 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. So it's 1 times 13 at the top, 2 times 1 at the bottom is 13 over 2. So as jy gaan maal, 1 maal 1 maal 13 kry jy 13 bo, en 2 maal 1 maal 1 onder is 2. So jy maal al die boonstes en jy maal al die onderstes en jy kan uitkanselleer. How would I be able to do this on a calculator? Absolutely. With that little blocky thingy, you go 1, 1, 2 times 1, 1, 3 times 3, 1, 4 equals, and your answer on the calculator would directly be this. And you would get 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4 marks for the sum. Jy gaan altyd 'n punt kry as jy met jou calculator kan werk. Make sure you can use your calculator.